Hello and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your daily reading I wanted to make it for the 6th and the 7th of September because that is the new moon in Virgo. So I wanted to I kind of just got the message to do that because both of those energies are going to encapsulate what is going on, and it's a very, very potent new moon. I'm very excited about this new moon actually, and it's fantastic because the sun is in a very a tight trine with Uranus. So whatever that we plant, the new moons are all about planting a new seed, starting a new cycle of growth, and whatever it is that's planted in this new cycle has the opportunity to bring us liberation and freedom. And I got a lot of messages around this morning because, as you know, just kind of seeing it from the bigger perspective of what's been going on for the whole year, the year has really been about that Saturn-Uranus square that has been going on all year. And the first half of the year, that was mostly up until probably the end of July, Saturn really had a hold on everything. So it was kind of like one step forward, two steps back. You might have to pivot and change because no matter, you might have a flash of this is what I want to do, start something different or do something new. And then Saturn comes and says, oh, you have to do it right, or we have to slow down, or you have to be responsible, not yet, not yet, not yet, waiting, delays, all of those sort of things. And you're like, but I want to do this over here. And it's like, not yet, not yet, not yet. And so there could be frustration. There's a heavier energy, a more responsible energy. Saturn's the rules and Uranus is the rebel. Saturn is slow and Uranus is quick. So they're both very, very different energies. And there's 3 main points of the year that we've been asked to really step into the new. And I mean, ultimately what it is releasing an old paradigm and stepping into the new energy. And we can see a lot of that happening. I mean, just the whole pandemic has been really forced us to change in some way or another. And that has been, it's had its difficulties and it's had its moments of really horrible moments. And there's been some good things. I mean, it's just a mixed bag of stuff once you throw everything into that. But it's bigger than that. It's not just that. It's on a personal level as well. And so, in around January, there was a point where we were kind of looking at this. In the middle of the year, we looked at it again. And by the end of the year, it's kind of like that change for most of us will have been enacted. But it's kind of been a process throughout the year, what that's going to be. And it is really asking us to change the way we're doing things, stepping into the new identity, new processes, a new world even. So just on a bigger picture, what I was getting to do with the new moon in Virgo, just to kind of put it in perspective, is it wasn't until the first full moon in Aquarius, which was at the end of July, that the energy started to shift and change. At that point, I'm seeing the light, whereas it felt like a heavier energy up until that point. And then there were these moments, glimpses of light. And we were getting it in the first half of the year, but it just felt like you got squashed a little bit more. But it was like that full moon in Aquarius was, and the light might last for like 3 days to a week. And then it kind of goes back to a kind of more subdued energy. And then we had the new moon, the Lion's Gate on the 8th of the 8th, which was again more light, very activated light. And then we had the full moon in Aquarius, the blue moon. And Aquarius is like the one sign, and that full moon will activate this because the ruler of Aquarius is Uranus, but also the traditional ruler of Aquarius is Saturn. So that is the one sign that is able to kind of take the tension of those two energies that we've been dealing with all year and really transmute it into something, to actually use it as a catalyst to change something irrevocably. And so what I was being shown that those 3 points, the 2 full moons and the new moon in Leo, I was being shown this like a crown, like an image of a crown, 2 points and then another point in the middle. So it created a crown, and symbolically is what I'm being shown. And for me, crowns are about stepping into your authority, stepping into your unique path, your authenticity as to who you are. You're really claiming who you are and stepping into that energy. And so what the image I was shown is, it was like I was shown a blacksmith, that in that light and the fire, the light of the Aquarius, the moments of realization, and the fire of Leo, something was being forged. And we might have had glimpses of it. Some of you might have known what it is, or you had a glimpse. It felt like something was being created and forged and activated. And it's not until we get to the earth energy of the Virgo new moon that you actually can see what that is. It's tangible. It's in your hands. You can now go, now I know what that was that I was creating. And so it feels like something is very solid. It's something that you can plant and go, okay, now I can actually see some positive, tangible results. And I know no matter when we go through those periods, because they still will happen, where we'll have the light, then we'll go into a little bit of a funky period, then we have the light again. It's just going to happen for the rest of the year, but I think it will gradually go more towards the light. But it will be like there's this knowing that I've got this very tangible seed planted, and that's okay. So when you go through these weeks where you might just feel a little bit challenged or a bit off, you know that you've got this. And so that's why I think that this is such an important new moon. And so whatever seeds you plant at this time, I really have this opportunity to, and especially to do with money or career or health or even home, living where you're living, those kind of things, anything practical that can have a practical effect, that can actually be for the greater good of, can serve people or give something back of some way. That's actually the themes that are coming out. And it's Neptune's also in there playing a part. So Neptune's also bringing a lot of compassion, a lot of creativity, even spirituality that's coming in, coming from more of a spiritual side. So interestingly, I bring it back to, I feel like it's just a very potent time. And I did mention last week that I've actually just launched a second channel, little sister channel. And it is about kids' sleep meditation. And it's called My Glow Space. The link is I'll put the link in the description box below. I'd love it if you could all go over and check it out. If you've got kids or got friends with kids, or if you're a grandparent, or if you'd like to recommend it. At this stage, this is something I'm very deeply passionate about. It's things that occurred to me when I was a child. I went through some trauma, and the one thing that really got me through was meditation. As a teenager, my father died, and it was a very traumatic time, especially being a teenager. Had a lot of other emotions going on. My moon is in Scorpio in the 12th house, so I was picking up on a lot of psychic stuff as well that was confusing, scary, paranormal. And it was just a difficult time for me. That's actually ironically when I picked up my first tarot deck as well. So the two things that really have helped me through some of the darker periods of my life have been meditation and tarot. And that doesn't mean I didn't go down as a teenager. I didn't meddle in things I shouldn't have. I definitely did. But that was the one thing. I would listen to a meditation every night, and it really helped me ground, and it was my place of peace, and it helped me get through a lot of the pressures and stresses and confusion and emotions of life. And so, now I find myself with a 10-year-old son who has a moon in Aquarius, which is actually a very highly intuitive energy placement. And it's in a very tight conjunction with Neptune. So he can sometimes get really lost in that energy. It can get scary and confusing, especially at night. And he's very highly intuitive. So I've been making these meditations for him for about a year now on probably some very dodgy editing equipment. But I've since learnt, it's been really nice actually, because I kind of made myself learn a music production software. So it was a very nice Virgo energy of learning a new skill. And yeah, I'm still very much a beginner. It will definitely improve. But I did all the sound design myself, which I've been really enjoying. And it's been a really nice creative process. So yeah, I just thought, this is something I would like to share with the world. And if it can help somebody, then that would be great. Some of them are really nice and grounded and mindful, like you might be walking through a forest. Others are really, really imaginative and fun. And some are just a bit silly. Like kids do love to learn through play and fun and silliness. And I just kind of want to get them engaging with the material. So, yeah. So that's it. I would love it. Any kind of likes or subscribes at this stage to help that little sister channel grow would be greatly appreciated. So enough about me. Let's move on to you guys. Let's see what's coming through for the new moon in Virgo. We have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so this is quite literally what we were talking about, planting the seed. You can see the figure there. And this is actually a very Taurian energy, but it fits in nicely. I mean, it is about where you want to plant that seed in order to see growth in your life. Where do you want to see that coming in? And that's a really, really important energy. And it can be to do with your time. It doesn't have to necessarily be to do with physical resources. It can be, we can be looking at work-life balance as well, or wanting to be doing more for your health. We have the Hierophant. So more Taurus coming in. Your soul is wanting you to align with this. It's something that's going to be greater for your spiritual good. The Seven of Wands, getting yourself in a better position, seeing that something needs to get elevated. We've got the Sevens, which shows you where there is something that could be worked on. And so you're seeing that very clearly. We have the Eight of Swords. So this is part of what you're working on is limitations, things that have been limiting you, restrictions. And I know a lot of us have been dealing with that of late. But it can also be the Eight of Swords is self-imposed limitations. It's kind of interesting. It's looking at where have you built a cage for yourself where you could easily always had the lock and key, and you could have always opened that up and gotten yourself out and gotten yourself in a better position. So that's why it's interesting we have the Hanged Man, because it comes with this spirit of going very deep within internally. So that's why meditating around this time would actually be really good. I know it's not for everybody, so I'm not going to be a meditation freak about all of that, but this is really about seeing things from a slightly different perspective and finding the enlightenment within that, getting some answers by taking some time out, withdrawing, really taking a look at the bigger picture of what's going on in your life. And it could be a period of withdrawal, like I said, and it can be a period of finding these intuitive messages and answers around something that has a higher, with the Hierophant coming in, a higher purpose. There's this higher truth, higher spirit, higher self energy that's coming through, that's speaking to you very directly. And it's showing you really clearly what you need to let go of as well with this Ten of Wands, letting go of a burden, letting go of saying yes too much to things, or not being able to assert yourself with something, letting go of working too hard. This can be, looking after your energy levels with the Seven of Pentacles. Overall, what I'm being shown is this could show whatever this seed is that you're planting here in the new moon with the Seven of Pentacles, this can have an overall beneficial, maybe is a better word. I can never say that word, benefic. Is that even a word? Beneficial. It can be really beneficial over your whole life in terms of just feeling better, making some things better. And they're things that you're going to want to be doing. So, also with this, as the Ten of Wands, I also got that this can be around letting go of paths or dreams that are just not working. They're just, sometimes we kind of like, a dog with a bone. We just don't want to let go of stuff. It's like, I wanted to make this happen. Perhaps it's time to let go of something, and it's time to step into something new, a new dream or a new way of doing it. if there's been a particular way that hasn't been working. It's letting go of something that hasn't been working for you. And so you're seeing very clearly that you're getting yourself into a stronger position, both physically, mentally, spiritually, and on like the earthly realm. And so, I feel like, it's so powerful because it's got a nice combination of spirit and earth and human that's happening here. So with the practical energy of the Seven of Pentacles, that lovely earth energy, something is grounding down and you're going to see these amazing improvements in your life. But it really is, the key to it is this Seven of Pentacles going through that process. And both of these cards are around just taking some time out to prioritize, to see things from a different perspective, to go, where do I want to be? This is really important process. Where do I want to be investing my time and energy to see what really, something that I might want to commit to, something that might make my soul really sing, and something that is going to bring a longer term benefit to me. So yeah, it's very, very potent and very, very powerful. So enjoy this energy. And really, they keep reiterating, spend some time with this energy about what the seed is, where you want to plant it. It doesn't have to be one seed because there's 7 here. So it could be, I feel like there's a process of discernment happening here. But yeah, it could be things like daily routines, reorganizing your life somewhat around that as well, because it's got that pragmatic Virgo energy of planning and making things work within a plan and structures in your life. So just where you can shift and change some of those things to bring in improvements. So fantastic energy coming through for you. And like I said, this is liberating to be released from this, the Eight of Swords, sorry. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this energy. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.